He bought a business for $5 million, 4 times EBITDA, and it went down. And now he's at a cash flow constraint. He only makes $120,000 a year off of that business. And what you can learn from it if you're a tax firm. Hey, what's up? This is Dan, and I'm here in Vegas right now learning from a marketing team that has been responsible for over $250 million in revenue for driving that kind of business and marketing machine. And I'm sitting there with a practitioner owner. Now, it has nothing to do with tax firms, but has everything to do with how you think through these things, right? So he got a SBA loan, right? Or whatever the thing was, he got a loan to buy a business, which most tax firms doing $500 to $3 million a year all think about. Oh man, if I just buy a firm, I'll just grow that way. Instead of having to get clients, I'll just buy their client base and they're just all gonna come around and it's all gonna be gravy and it's all gonna be easy. And the truth is it's rarely ever the case. In fact, where this guy is at is typically the case. And let me tell you what happened year one. Okay, he buys the business is doing about $1 million. He bought it 4x EBITDA, which he said that in that particular space, they're trading at 6 to 8 times EBITDA profit. And so he bought it at 4. Thought he had a great deal. Until he got into it and he didn't do his proper due diligence, he found out that the clients were, the people there were selling bad things. They weren't compliant with the things. How many times have you gone into a tax return and looked at the last tax return that someone did and said, oh my gosh, this is garbage? How many times have you had that situation happen? Well, think about that before you go buy a business. Think about if you saw it with one tax return, what's the likelihood of you seeing it with the other 1,000 returns you're about to buy? The truth is that the first year, you're just gonna be dealing with garbage, complete and utter garbage. And you don't know this yet because you don't have an experience of doing this yet, right? And you think, well, it's easier just to buy all the clients and then just upgrade them to tax planning and I'll make more money and I'll grow that way. Truth is it's not that way. In fact, in most cases, it happens exactly like how I mentioned this guy doing $2 million a year in that business now. The business has dropped because he had to stop doing the uncompliant things that were legally not right. And now his business went down and he only makes $120,000 a year, literally 10% of the business, because $47,000 to $57,000 a month goes to his loan and the other goes to operating expenses. So even though he wants to market, he wants to grow, he cannot. He's literally cash flow constrained. He has no choice, right? And so what I was telling him, I said, so what's your opportunities here? What are you gonna do? And the truth is, he can only do one thing, which is market more. The only way out is through. The only way out is up. This happened to us in the beginning when we were trying to break through. We were selling down. And we started thinking about that, all those things, the same things you guys are thinking about. We'll just buy extra people. We'll just do more. And the truth is, it's never the case. You have to up. You have to go up. In most businesses I've ever seen, as far as the service, your pricing is off, your marketing sucks, and you have no sales process whatsoever, which is why the business feels kind of lumpy. It feels kind of up and down, and it doesn't seem like it's predictable. Well, the only reason why it's volatile, why it goes up and down, is because you're limited in volume. Just remember that. Volatility equals low volume. If it's high volatility, meaning it changes all the time, that means you don't have enough volume pushing through the system. And so the solution is volume. So push more through it, right? And for this gentleman, it gets even worse because to top it all off, he only makes $120,000 a year. His sales professional makes $200,000 a year, and he's paid on revenue, not on the cash collected. And he's paid 13%, right? So the sales professional is taking most of the profits with him. And the truth is that owner is kind of like handcuffed. And so tactically, what he has to do to get out of this thing is market harder, fill up that closer's calendar, get another closer in space, and then have a conversation with that closer and say, hey, things have to change, not because I don't love you, but this is what has to happen. Now, he can change his comp structure, or if he really likes this person, he can make him a part owner, make him a percentage owner, and bring him in to have some level of ownership. If he really wants to do it that way and doesn't want to have to fire a sales professional and he really trusts him, then put your money where your mouth is, right? Give him ownership so that way he can take ownership of the results that he creates. The only way people act like owners is if they are owners. So I don't know who or how they've told you that people's gonna act like owners if they're not owners. It's just not, it doesn't happen, right? Because you're the only one that's ever going to care about your business the way you do. Unless, of course, you make someone contingent upon their ownership of a certain particular thing that if they grow, they get upside, which makes them act like an owner because they are one. So I share this with you as kind of a word of warning. Before you go and buy a tax firm to grow your business, and you're like, I just want to buy all their business. The truth is you're going to deal with a bunch of garbage the first year. Plain and simple. You're going to have to clean up all their mess. And then you're going to have to try to gain their trust because you're going to tell their clients that that person was bad for 20 years, losing trust with them, and how you're better. Do you think that's a winning formula? No. Or you can come alongside and see exactly how we add $20,000 engagements through tax planning in 45 days or less, and how we're doing it with firms across the nation, just like yours. So if that's you, then click the link below or schedule a call with our team and see if or how we can help you. But I think that this is something that you totally need to do is reevaluate your strategy, because that's very important. In the absence of strategy, everything seems like an opportunity. See you in the next video.